Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched Movie. I am Mike, and I want to thank Shudder for sponsoring this video today. Shudder, along with us, is celebrating the halfway to Halloween mark. We're almost there. I can taste it, Steven. And one of the halfway Halloween movies is Halloween 5. It's somewhere floating around there in the middle of the franchise. Today, we're going to talk about everything wrong with that. Now, Halloween 1 through 5 is all available on Shudder right now, but only through the end of the month. So go ahead and use the code WeWatchedTheMovie30 to try Shudder for yourself today. Because not only do they have an awesome backlog of horror content, but they're also constantly putting up new exclusive movies and shows. For instance, this month, all month long, they're celebrating halfway to Halloween month. They've got Cursed Film Season 2, which covers all these cursed films and projects that are going on. They got Wizard of Oz on there. They got Cannibal Holocaust on there. They've got exclusive new movies like The Cellar, The Twin, Night's End. So definitely check out Shudder. Again, using code WeWatchedTheMovie30 in the link below in our description box.
Here comes that white-faced fucker, an asshole like no other. He's a big old piece of shit, wants to stab your sister's tits cause he's a white-faced fucker. Loomis can't recover, Dr. Challenge drunk again, sleeping with your sister's friends.
Do you want to know about the darkness?
I said, goddamn.
Goddamn you faggot!
The Mask, obviously. I'm a firm believer that one of the great things about the new movies we're getting, Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, is they got Michael right and they've got The Mask right. I've said it once if I've said it 1,000 goddamn times. The Mask and Michael is the most important part about the movie. And this is one of the movies that did not get that right. The Mask looks like that old farmer picture where the dude's just standing there and the mask is just hanging out. Like, tuck that shit in, please. I'm gonna get a shirt made that just says tuck that shit in. And you will know what I'm talking about when you see it. And why in God's name did not one person on that set that entire movie say tuck that shit in? It's just flopping around all over him. Messy. You're fucking messy, Dimitri. Why you do this to me, Dimitri? But yeah, starting with the very beginning of the movie, they go back to Halloween 4 and show us what's going on with him getting shot. He apparently got exploded so fucking hard, his mask literally changes as he's coming out of the tunnel. Secondly, he only floats like 20 yards downstream, which it's, by the way, I do love watching Michael Myers float in this lazy river. It's one of the most hilarious fucking things in the entire franchise. So that's actually a positive. But he only goes like 20 yards before he catches this net. Are you telling me that the most infamous serial killer murderer of all time in Haddonfield, the guy who brought out SWAT teams in this movie and everything else, that you're not even gonna look 20 yards down there and be like, nah, we blew him to smithereens, he's definitely gone. Like, where's your police force, Haddonfield? What the fuck? And here we got this is one of the worst things the franchise ever did. Michael's not Jason. You know what I mean? Going telepathic with Michael and Jamie, I just never thought that was a great idea whatsoever. Now, I understand that the ending of Halloween 4 kind of left you in a hard spot, unless you wanted to actually make Jamie the killer, which is something I never wanted to see. But I gotta say, there had to be some other option on the table other than making them have this telepathic connection between the two of them. I just don't like it. Krabby McFisherton Fuckface's off-screen death here was weak. They could have made a good death scene out of that and showed it.
It looks so good.
Oh, and fucking Tina. The worst part about this film, the worst character in the history of the Halloween franchise is Tina! Neary, has there ever been a more annoying person? And maybe this is just personal taste. I know some people like her, but my God, I want to smash my own face against a U-Haul's tailpipe every time she speaks.
I never should have let my parents talk me into leaving. I don't know what I was thinking.
Okay, time out. Like, we all know Tina's a piece of shit, and we're gonna get into that, but Rachel here is also being a piece of shit. Now, I know she has this dialogue here where she's like, I kind of feel bad, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm gonna go anyways, about leaving her here by herself after she's not only been chased by a serial killer, Michael Myers, and almost had her head cut off, but she also just so happened to stab her stepmother, and she's being attacked by this old Loomis guy who's screaming in her face with his breath every 5 seconds, and she's having night terrors, and she can't fucking speak, she's so scared, but I really want to go to the cabin. Like, what the fuck, Rachel? You are not being a good big sister in this situation, and I just want you to know that I'm judging you for it. Just feeling bad's not enough. You get your ass back in that fucking home and you take care of that little girl. You got a responsibility. Then she goes home and she's all like dancing in the shower and shit. Meanwhile, poor Jamie's back, at the orphanage getting screamed at by an old guy with a scarred face. It's seriously the Child's Play 2 guy with his weird unicorn collection, and you all in the running for worst foster parents of all time. They really messed up here too, because we've established at this point that Jamie can write. She can write words out. She literally takes a piece of chalk and writes, "He's coming." So why, in the rest of the movie, has she been reduced to Pictionary and charades? Like, just give her a piece of paper. And I know Loomis tries to at one point about something else. He's like, "Write it! Write it all, break it off!" when he's being all crazy. But, like, why the rest of this movie, when they're trying to communicate with her, do they never just have her write it out? It makes no sense.
All right. I'm coming.
Why is this bitch talking to a phone?
All clear. Nothing above, nothing below.
Oh, the shitty way Michael stands up in this closet with that floppy ass mask dangling off his face. Rachel's character was built up in Halloween 4 way too much for her to die this shittily and unceremoniously here. In Halloween 4, she was a great character and she was built up, had these awesome face-offs with Michael. For him just to be like, "Hey, what's up, bitch? Scissors!" is just very unceremonious and a waste of a character.
Chill out, Max. I'll get you water in a second.
Here's the worst part about Tina. She never gets Max any fucking water. That dog is on a chain this goddamn short. She promises him water while she carries the groceries in front of him and then never brings him any water and just leaves him there in the middle of the day.
Oh, Max, shut up, canine trap.
That's animal abuse. Tina is an animal abuser. Is that a fucking parrot? Listen closely one more time. Why the fuck do they have a parrot in their house? Did old man Krabby McFuckface's parrot follow Michael around? Is this the Crow? I swear to God, I bet there's deleted. Why am I going Mark Wahlberg? I swear to God, if there's deleted scenes of that fucking parrot, I'm gonna lose it. I guarantee the director of this, Domathan Othell and Gerardi Bartz, has had a plan to make the parrot Michael's now. Because listen, there's a fucking parrot in here. Those aren't outdoor birds. Michael can't hide for shit in this movie. Look, his arm is still in frame. He just takes a quick step to the side. We can see you, Michael. What are you doing? One of the coolest chase scenes of the movie turns out to be a fucking janitor. Now, let me stop for just a second. Like, there are some good things about Halloween 5, but we're not here to talk about those. There's some underrated good things about Halloween 5, including Loomis and his wild performance in this movie, the ending set piece, but we're not here to talk about those things. We're here to talk about everything wrong with Halloween 5. And that being said, Loomis is semi-abusive in this. He's kind of an asshole, all right? Like, I know that he's messed up and he's pissed because, like, hey, I need to find this dude. He's basically clapping in her face the entire movie. I need to find him. You know where he is. Where the fuck is Michael? Like, right in her face. And I know that he's pissed because she's the key, and he's kind of angry at her because he's thinking maybe where she stabbed her mom, maybe she is kind of evil. You know, that brick comes through the window, the whole town wants her gone. Maybe he's starting to believe that she has this evil in her, so he hates her in the same way he hates Michael and wants him to die. But he is so shitty to her. He's borderline abusive in this movie.
What do you think he's going to do with that? Huh?
Like, at one point, he literally punks out the dog. Watch this.
What is going on here?
He just looked at the fucking dog. I was like, no, I don't want no smoke, dude. I'm getting too much into the positives here. Let's go back to things that we hate. Again, Michael cannot hide for shit this entire movie. Like, what? You're supposed to be stealthy and cat-like. What is this bullshit? This guy's awful. And not Don Shanks. I'm just saying, like, the character Michael is awful at hide. This is all in the director. He's awful at being stealthy here. It's in the middle of the you're out in the broad in the goddamn day wearing that stupid floppy fucking mask. You're gonna tell me nobody sees you? Michael is awful at being Michael in this movie.
These are for you.
Pirate Kid is way too thirsty. He is the Dramarama wrote that song, I'll Give You Anything, about him. He's like, oh, here's some flowers. Oh, I didn't get the reaction I wanted. Here, take my fucking watch. Look how stupid Michael looks in the car right here.
Tina.
Okay, this is like, I know that we already covered that she's a dog abuser, she's an animal abuser, but this scene is why I hate Tina worse than anybody else. After everything this child's been through, after what you've seen happen with Michael, she literally breaks through the walls of being mute. She speaks your name for the first time with the whole Tina. She overcomes all of this and needs you to stay with her so badly that she overcomes being mute for a moment there and says your name. Your name is the name that she said, and you're still gonna fucking leave her? Who does this? Who is this mean? Because you just don't understand when you meet a guy and his heart makes you feel neon.
Tina!
I'll be back. I love you.
Tina!
The little girl's crying for her, and Tina just walks out on her. What a piece of shit human being. Who leaves that kid there? Sorry, I get upset. It actually makes me mad. Like, I feel so bad. And that's just the testament to Danielle Harris's acting, by the way, in this movie. She's fantastic. But, wow, I feel horrible for her. And I hate Tina so bad. She should have had a slow death. Blonde guy's fucking laugh is annoying as shit. Okay, so these kids can outrun a fucking car. We got two kids here outrunning a fucking vehicle. I just want to point that out. Like, how does that happen? Why would Michael stand just 20 feet away from Loomis just holding his knife up in the air like that? I don't know what to do with my hands. Max is very clearly a stuffed animal. This is one of the most egregious special effects I've ever seen. Y'all just hung a fucking stuffed animal there and pretended it was the dog. Okay, what was Michael's plan here? What was his plan? I mean, I knew he wanted a little girl. He built her a little casket bed in the corner. What the fuck was his plan? And why are you crying? Someone explain to me why the fuck he's crying. He is literally an emotionless void. He is evil incarnate. Why the fuck are you having him cry? What kind of French bullshit is this? Croissant. I fucking hate caskets. Why the fuck you walking like that, dude? Why you... Dun, 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 dun. All right, you're literally telling me that A, nobody's interested in seeing his face, and B, that any police station is not going to take his fucking mask off. Like, you know what? We let criminals wear their masks in incarceration. That's just something we do here in Haddonfield. We're very progressive. You know, you show up wearing what you wear, you go into the jail. We're not bagging and evidencing and doing all that shit. Yeah, they let Michael Myers keep his mask on in jail. I believe that shit. And then finally, something we haven't talked about yet, but a big problem with this movie, not necessarily with this movie, because it did create some intrigue. The man in black stepping off the bus. Who the fuck is that? It's like Undertaker and Kane. Is that Michael's brother? What the fuck is going on here? Very intriguing. It gets the people going. It's provocative. But when they didn't have any plans for what to do with this character. They were like, hey, let's just throw him the fuck in there. Have him use a Tommy gun. A Tommy gun. Go back to John Carpenter's 1978 film, watch that, and then go, you know what? I know what to do. We need a guy with a Tommy gun that breaks that guy out of jail. Like, you couldn't get further away from the essence of Halloween and Michael Myers than what's going on here. I don't know what the fuck they were smoking. And they never had a plan. They fucked Halloween 6. Halloween 6 isn't Joe Chappelle's fault. You know, it's not the writer's fault. It's Halloween 5's fucking fault. How the fuck are you gonna paint us in a corner like that with no plans? With no survivors? How are you gonna do that? Anyways, it's just dumb as shit that a guy had a Tommy gun and used it to break Michael Myers out of jail. Like, almost anything but that. If I was in the room when they wrote that, hey guys, almost anything but this. Fucking please. And it just ends on this strange, vague note. And that's everything wrong with Halloween 5, you guys. Now, there's some good things to the movie. Like I said, one of the best openings with the knife stabbing. That shit's dope as hell. Jamie's fantastic in it. Danielle Harris is fantastic in the movie. Loomis is fucking awesome in the movie, as crazy as he's being. Meeker's great. Roger Predactor is awesome. The whole house trap scene was cool. The ending scene, one of my favorite endings, maybe my favorite ending of the franchise, when Loomis catches Myers with that chain link net and is beating him, and then he's like, die, Michael, and he passes out on top of him. You think he may be dead. There's some great stuff in Halloween 5, but that's everything wrong with it. Number one, overall being something you could never overcome, it's that fucking mask, Jim. It's definitely that mask. And number two, being that director who just had no idea what the hell he was doing and really painted the franchise in a really shitty corner with how he ended this film. So guys, don't forget, Shudder. Use our exclusive discount down below and check out Halfway to Halloween, everything cool Shudder has going on. Thank you guys for spending a part of your day with me. I really appreciate it. And happy Halfway to Halloween. Happy fucking whatever day this comes out. Love your fucking faces. You guys have a great day. Please click like, subscribe, and share. It helps a whole fuck ton. Thanks. Bye.
What are you gonna do on October 31st?
What are you gonna do on October 31st?
Here comes that white-faced fucker, an asshole like no other. He's a big old piece of shit. Wants to stab your sister's tits cause he's a white-faced fucker. Loomis can't recover. Dr. Challenge drunk again, sleeping with your sister's friends.
Do you want to know about the darkness?
I said, goddamn.
Goddamn you, Michael!
I said, goddamn.
A lot of people don't know the darkness that goes inside their hearts.
I said, goddamn.
Goddamn you, Michael! What are you gonna do on October 31st?